Hey, my lovely, Serene Dream here with the pick a card reading. And today's pick a card is going to be a little different. I was guided to do two options for this reading, and it's just two random messages that are divinely inspired that you need to know. God feels like you need to know right now. And before we get into it, if you like to check out your monthly zodiac readings or your general forecast for the rest of the year, your love forecast for the rest of the year, love forecast for the previous year, that's up there now. You can click on the Vimeo links below to view those. If you like to book a personal reading with me, link to that information below as well. Follow me on Instagram at Serene Dream Things for daily guidance. And I'm going to give you a little moment to make your selection. Need more time? Go ahead and pause it, then we'll go ahead and begin. Okay. So for those who chose option number 1, what do you need to know right now? I get this explosion energy. When it comes, I feel like the time is um coming really fast for things to start happening for you. I don't feel like for those who chose this group, you could have been waiting for a long time and you could have a fear that things are going to take, like you're going to have more patience or things are going to take longer. But I feel like the time is now, like the time is near. You waited and I feel like it's paid off because now it's like everything is about to take off. And I feel like all those bad days you had in the past, they are really a thing of the past because the days you have ahead of you I'm hearing are all going to be filled with glory. So I'm hearing glory for the Lord, and I also feel like glory of self in some way as well. I'm hearing glorified self. So this could be like you moving into a space where you receive a lot of praise or a lot of recognition. But I feel like whatever you're going to be doing is going to be giving glory back to the Lord. But it's like people who may not have that relationship or acknowledgement of God could give all the glory to you. But I feel like you're not going to take that. But I feel like you're going to be receiving some sort of like great praise or recognition in the spaces that you're about to be moving in. And I feel like that time for that to happen is coming very soon. It's like I'm getting an explosion. You're going to have a literal explosion in the sense of like this could be career in your personal life. Um, I'm hearing like in the world, like you could just become like an overnight sensation somehow with whatever you're doing. And it's like you take the world by storm. It's like one day nobody knows your name, the next day you go viral. It's that kind of energy I'm picking up here. But yeah, I feel like this group, you have waited for a long time. You've been patient. You've done the due diligence. You've braved the storm. And now your reward is here. It's like the time is here for you to celebrate and be celebrated. And I feel like nothing that's about to happen for you is going to happen in a way that you would expect, not a way that anyone expects. Like, I feel like there's a very unexpected energy around this, whatever it is you're about to be doing or whatever spaces you're about to be moving into. However, you get there or whatever it is you're about to do, I just feel like it has a very like non traditional element to it. It's not like when people think about how success happens or how love happens or how a family is made, they don't think of this. It's like however this is going to go for you, I feel like you're going to have trouble explaining to people how this happened for you. And I feel like people are going to have a hard time believing that this happened. Like, even though people will see that it's happening for you, like, you might have people who will question, like, how you got to this point. They would be like, you could have people who would assume that, I don't know, I'm hearing like sold your soul to the devil. Like, you could have people who have like conspiracy theorists who feel like you sold your soul to the devil to get to the level that you got to or you're about to reach, or that you did some uh just less than moral or participating in some less than moral behavior to get what you have. But that's only some people. Others are just going to be wondering, like scratching their head, like, how did this happen? Like, they just, it's like one day they saw you being regular and the next day you're like a superstar. Like, and for some of you, it's not necessarily like a superstar in that sense, but it's like that's the energy here. Like, you are becoming some sort of overnight sensation, or things are taking off for you in whatever way this applies, in a very like overnight pace. Like, it's just bing, bing. It's just, you get from point A to point Z by skipping without touching any of the other letters in between. That's how your trajectory is going here. So you're going to be mind blown not knowing how this happened, and the other people are going to be mind blown as well. And when you try to explain that it just sort of happened for you, or this opportunity just fell in your lap, I feel like some people are not going to believe it. Maybe a lot of people may not even believe this. That just doesn't happen. You know what's coming to me? I don't know if what was, I'm not sure of the title of the movie. I think it was called Life of Pi, but it was this little, this, he's not like a little boy, but he was a young guy, and he was discovered in, I think, a Subway restaurant by the director. I don't think that the guy even acted before in his life, but somehow he just happens to be at this place. I want to say it's a Subway restaurant that this director that was doing this movie was at, and somehow the guy looked at him and said, "You'll be perfect for the role, and I want you to audition." And he ended up getting the part. So that was never in this guy's dreams to be an actor. He didn't wake up that day and think and thought like, "Let me go to an audition and try to get a part." Like, he just woke up like any other day and went about his business. I'm assuming going to get a sandwich from Subway, and then all of a sudden his life changed and he's like a star. And I don't mean just like a side character. He was the star of the movie. And I remember watching that movie and hearing that story, and he did a really great job. I would not think that that was his first time acting. But yeah, that story was coming to me because I feel like it's some kind of, it's something in that for, those who chose this group. It's like you're going to have a story like that. Like, it's not something you're setting out to do. This is something that just sort of happens to you, and people are going to have this kind of, they're either going to be super amazed by it, like, wow, this is a once in a lifetime thing, like this never happens, and other people are going to be like skeptical, like, that doesn't just happen, like it has to be more to this story. But the reality is that really is your story. Like, it just happened for you, and you're like I said, you're gonna have a hard time explaining it to people, but that really is, it just happened. People are like, how did this happen, like how did you get here? Like, it just happened. I wasn't looking for it, I didn't do anything. It's just, that's really going to be the energy around this. And I feel like you've been waiting for a long time for life to happen for you, like for things to start unfolding for you, but you just had no clue that it was going to unfold like this. Whatever you were expecting, I feel like it's going to be bigger. I feel like it's going to be better. And so it's like the patience paid off. I feel like whatever it is that you were wanting, it's like that wasn't for you. You have something better coming along for you. Or the way that you were wanting something to happen or expecting it to happen, it ends up unfolding in a much better way, in a grander way, in a way that, like I said, I'm getting the glorified word again. It's like a way that's very, it gives a lot of glorified energy to you. But you give it to God because you realize, or that you didn't get here off of your own hard work. I just get like with this group, it's just a very like instantaneous, lucky, once in a lifetime, roll of the dice, and you hit the jackpot type of energy here. Like, this is not something that you worked for, that you slaved away for, and now it's here. It's like There are those situations where people plant the seeds, they do the work, and it may take a long time. When it happens, like they finally enjoy the fruits of their labor. This group, there's no labor involved with whatever is coming for you. You did not work for this, not in the way that fits what it is that's coming for you. You did the work on yourself. You did the spiritual, the inner work that allowed this to attract into your life. But when it comes to the actual, like, arena of whatever this is coming for you, you did not work toward this. You didn't go looking for this specifically. You didn't put in the time to, like, attract this specific thing. It's just the reward for the inner work you did. It's like God wanted to reward you in a big unexpected way because God appreciated the inner work that you did. Because I'm hearing that most people don't do the amount of inner work that you did. I feel like you were very dedicated to becoming like a better spiritual self. And so yeah, for that, it's like God wanted to do something special for you, not just the usual of like giving you what you want. He gave you more than what you could ever want. And so yeah, this group, you don't have much time. Like your blessing is around the corner and it's big. It's not what you think it is for most of you. It's bigger. It's not going to come in a way that you see it coming. It's going to sneak up on you. It is not going to be whatever you could imagine in your mind for it to be. Listening to this is bigger. Just know that. It's not, you can't imagine this, and it's meant to be that way because like I said, this is a reward that God wanted to give you for doing the inner work, to the extent that you did. So yeah, this group, congratulations. Your blessing is around the corner. It's big, it's huge, it's unexpected, and it's going to attract a lot of attention, and it's going to push you into a new stratosphere in your life. And like I said, for some of you, a number of you actually, you could be becoming an overnight sensation, in some way. But you definitely don't see this coming. Okay? So we're gonna move on to pile two. What do you need to know at this time? Okay, the first thing I'm getting here is that if any of you who chose this group are parents, I get that you need to spend more time with your children. I feel like there is a blessing in your children. If you connect with them and you talk with them, I feel like you're going to discover something very special about them that you haven't been seeing before. Yes, you gave birth to them, and yes, you probably spent time with your kids, but I feel like a lot of you have not actually taken the time to, like, really discover who your child is, like really what they're about, like what they want to do with their lives or what they think about. I just get that you need to connect with your child in a deeper way because there's something there. And I feel like once you really discover who they are, it's like that's what's really waiting. Like your child, they may not be able to articulate this, but it's like they're waiting for you to see them. And once you do, I feel like your acknowledgement, your attention to this part of them, like who they really are, is going to unlock them. And I feel like in turn it's going to bless you. So a number of you probably come from humble beginnings. Like you're probably raising your children, modestly, and you probably don't have a whole lot to give your children at this time. And I'm also hearing like nieces and nephews. So like it doesn't necessarily have to be your child. I feel like there's like probably a niece or a nephew that you need to connect with because you are like the key to unlocking this child and like their true gift. And I feel like as a reward or in return for you doing that, it's like you're going to receive a blessing of your own. For some of you, this is like your niece or nephew. I feel like by you connecting with this child and helping them to unlock who they truly are, some of you probably have been wanting to have your own children. Some of you probably have been trying, or I'm also hearing like someone probably thought they were barren and they couldn't have children. I feel like once you connect with this child and help to unlock them, your blessing is going to be to have a child of your own. But yeah, I just get that there is something in this child that's going to change not only their lives, but change your life. So again, as I was going back to that, like if you were, if you've been raising your child very modestly, or you have, very humble, um, like a very humble life raising your children, I get that your child is going to be something that is going to help change their circumstances. So this will be like the child that grew up poor, and they like become this super mega successful person in the world, and like they get you everything you want. Not to say that you're wanting to use your child. Like it's not about using your child. It's like about supporting your child, or supporting this child if not your biological child. It's just it's like God's reward for helping to unlock his I'm hearing his sheep. I feel like this child is very special. If you have multiple children, it's just one in particular that is very like, and I don't want to say the others aren't special. It's just that this child has like a very special gift. They have a very special calling in the world, and I feel like they have some kind of feeling inside of them that they don't fit in, or they don't belong with the people around them, maybe not even in their own family. But I feel like by you giving them this attention, this acknowledgement, or just like, and what I mean is like really sitting down with them and just getting to know them, like how they think, what makes them tick, like what, because I just get like some of you don't really know this child like that. Like, what they do, like what they eat, like little things, just the general basic covering of what you would know about your own child. But like when it comes down to like the innermost feelings and things they go through on a daily basis internally, I feel like you've never really gotten to know them on that level. And this child is like, there's the spirit inside of them is waiting for that, because the moment it's like it was always designed for you to wake this part of them up. And so the minute you do that, it's like this spirit inside of this child is going to come alive, and they're going to just like take off in life. This could be a child who becomes like an entrepreneur, a very successful entrepreneur at a very young age. I'm getting the age of 8. So if you all have any 8-year-old children around you, this could be a clue as to which child I'm speaking to. But yeah, I get like this could be like those children that they say like it was some kind of story of a child who became like a millionaire off of creating like a toy review channel, YouTube channel or something. And I'm not saying that this child I'm speaking about is going to do that, but it just gives you a clue. If this is not unlocking this child's spirit, is not going to be something that takes a long time to come alive. It's like the minute you help to unlock them, it's like they immediately get to work on their calling, whatever that calling is. So I feel like this child is going to become, or get very close to becoming, what they're meant to be in this world very soon after they unlock. And in return, it's like it's going to bless you as well. But yeah, with this group, I get like it's about your child, or a child that's around you. You were placed in their life to be a guide. I feel like that was always your assignment. And I feel like you might have like a special bond with this child anyway. Like even if you have multiple kids around you, or you yourself have multiple children, I feel like it's something about this child in particular that you just feel like a little bit more drawn to than the others. And it was because this child was assigned to you. You were assigned to be their guide. And because it's something inside of you, something that you possess whether it be an energy or some knowledge that needs to be imparted on this child that is going to help unlock them. And I feel like your guidance is going to be very important in this child's life from this moment on. They're always going to turn to you for advice, not just in whatever they're doing, but just like I feel like you are placed there to guide them in every aspect of their life. No matter how old they get, I feel like even into adulthood, this child will always turn to you for guidance, and you're meant to be there to guide them. I feel like this, for some of you, this child has a secret talent that you have no idea about. And for some reason, for this could be a very specific message, I'm getting that you are probably going to discover, somebody's going to discover that their child could really sing. And I don't mean just like sing or they got a little voice. I mean like you're going to realize your child has like a gift, a voice from God. And I feel like you probably never heard them sing before because they've been so shy to open up about this talent they have. Like, this is more than a talent, this is a gift. But it doesn't have to be a voice like singing. It could be anything, but I just got that as a specific message for somebody. But you're meant to help guide this child into what they're meant to do, along with helping to guide this child in life. So sitting down and talking to this child and just really getting to know who they are on the inside is going to help unlock them, and it's going to release a big blessing over your family, but more specifically you. And his child, of course, but like I feel like something about this child excelling is going to help you excel in life. Like you're going to, like I said, for some of you, this child unlocking could even be blessing you with your own child if you don't have any and you want to become a parent. Just give me a moment, guys. This could be a very specific message. I'm getting that for someone, you might need to remove this child from an environment that they're in. Some of them might be living in a very toxic or just be in a very toxic environment. Some of them could have, like, if you're like an aunt or uncle, this child could have like a very neglectful parent or parents, and they could be getting abused. And it's like you could know this, and I feel like if you see this and you feel guided to take that child out of this environment, like do whatever you can to take them on yourself, God is giving you the green light to go ahead and do that, because that's what you were always meant to do. You're meant to take care of this child. So even if you are not this child's parent, it's like you were meant to be a guardian of theirs in some way, because I feel like they are not, if you are not their parent, it's like the parents that they have is not who they're meant to be guided by. They're not meant to be attached to these people as close as they are. It's like they were born through them, but I feel like they were always meant to be removed from them at by a certain age. And I feel like that time is now, or it's coming very soon for them to just disconnect. Not saying they would just, disown their family, but I feel like they're meant to be closer to you. They're meant to be guided by you. I don't feel like if you want to take this child, I feel like the parents, like if you speak to their, like if their mother or father is your sister or brother or something like that, I get like they're not gonna fight you on like taking on this child. Like you might decide to say like, how about they come stay with me, during the week. Like it may not be something that you might not take it on full time, at least not at first. You might decide to take them on weekends every weekend, or you might say like Can they, like, I know you're busy during the week, like, can they stay with me during the week? I take them to school, I take care of them, and they come back to you on the weekends. There might be some kind of arrangement like that, but like, whatever the arrangement is, whatever you feel guided to do, go ahead and do it. Like I said, there's a blessing waiting to be unlocked in this child, and you will be rewarded by doing it, by guiding this child, unlocking that child. And yeah, I just get this energy like wherever they start is not where they're meant to end up. And if this is your biological child that you're raising, I get that it's like you have to realize that this child is meant to be set apart. It's not to say that you are supposed to, encouraging you to show favoritism, but it's like you have to realize that this child is different. So however you've been handling them, if you've been just like treating them the same way you treat all the other kids, like making them do all the activities all the other kids do or eat all the same things that all the other kids do, it's like that's not helpful to this child. You have to realize this child is very special. They're meant to be set apart. So, like, let's say you sign up all your kids for swimming lessons and you find out that, or you realize this child is just really not into swimming. Don't make them take those lessons. Like, if they say, I want to go take, for instance, violin lessons, like, let them do that. It's like, let this child be who they really are meant to be. Don't force them to go along with what all the other kids are doing, like what the family usually does. Let them form their own lane, because as I say, you'll receive a blessing from it as well. They were always meant to be different. They were always meant to be set apart, because it is something in them that the other children don't have. And I feel like it's something in them that you personally have never seen before, that you're about to see it if you go ahead and take the advice of helping to unlock this child and guiding this child according to the divine's order. Okay? So that was interesting, and I hope it was helpful to you all. Again, if you want to check out your monthly zodiac readings or your general forecast for the rest of this year, or your love forecast for last year, you can click on the Vimeo links below to view those. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, link to that information below as well, and follow me on Instagram at Serene Dream Things for daily guidance. And I will be back with more readings, lovelies. Bye.